Hello and welcome to SIAL TV. I'm your host, Marc-Antoine, and right now we'll be talking about innovating out of the box. A very interesting subject. What economic, environmental and technological challenges awaits us. So I'm very happy to welcome all three of you. Welcome. Luis Madi, you're the General Manager of the Institute of Food Technology in Brazil. Laurence Bethines, welcome. You're the Innovation Department Director of Agence Team Créatif. Yep. And Guillaume Latourette, welcome. You're the Operational Marketing Director of Tetra Pak France.
Correct.
Cool. So, well, just to introduce a little bit the subject, could you let's have a round table about the trends or are there any shifts in the market nowadays? Laurence.
I'm not sure it's work. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
okay,
sorry. Yeah,
great.
no, that's fine.
Thank you. So actually, we've got many trends at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most important for me is to talk about smart packaging.
Okay.
Previously, we had packaging that were only created to protect and preserve the product itself and to carry the product. We shall not forget these two main dimensions.
Okay.
What we see now is that we are very conscious about the planet, about the people, about saving, not wasting. And this is absolutely key, thinking that packaging in the future will have to be better for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that we will have to do better with less, and we will have to create very smart and consumer-friendly,
Mm-hmm.
planet-friendly packaging.
Okay. And that means all across the world. It's not just in Europe or in
Yes.
France, or it's just a general
Yes, let's say that
major shift.
Yeah, we do miss packagings.
Okay.
So we have to be conscious that we're going to have more and more packaging in the future.
Mm-hmm.
This is, for us, it's a good thing. Why? Because when we think about the South countries, about developing countries, we do need to create more efficient packaging for the people.
Okay. And in Brazil, what's the general trend and tendency?
That's a very nice question.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
It will be open in
Okay.
a second. Is it working? Yes, that's fine.
It's a very nice question because we are the Institute of Food Technology that belongs to the government state of São Paulo.
Okay.
And we started to develop a series of called Trends 2020, looking different. We have the food trends, and then we developed the Brazil Pack Trends.
Oh.
Okay, that you
Let
can
me
show.
this.
And this is Brazil Pack Trends. Okay, we studied during 1 year and a half with 12 people, 12 engineers, and we come to the convenience and simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
We come to aesthetic identity, we come to quality and the new technology, and we do sustainability, ethics, safety, and regulatory. When you look to the 5 key subjects, will be more or less that we talk today here, or already talk in the morning, okay, in the previous sections. But one key area, we talk about more or less 2020, but this society will change dramatically. The way of communication,
Okay.
the way the new generations will have to adapt and to the packaging, to the confidence, and the key will be sustainability. The key will be transparency for this new generation.
Okay.
And authenticity. Of course, we have to talk about
Authenticity. Okay.
and of course, we have to talk about safety and the regulatory aspects. But this new generation will look for this key subject.
Okay. Guillaume, Laurence announced more packaging in the future. Is this perceived as a good sign?
Well, if these are the good packaging, yes. But we need
okay.
to develop them. Exactly, building on what both of you said. We've been studying a lot in Tetra Pak how the world will be within 15 years. Exactly what you've been doing, the two of you.
Okay.
When we look at it, what we see are 3 major areas which are going to change very fast. The first one is demographics. We will be more than 8 billion people in 2030.
And 8 billion, yeah.
Yeah, living mostly in big towns. And we will be older than we are today. The population will get older.
Okay.
Then the second big area is about economics. The economy will continue to grow very fast. We will have emergence of global middle class and a lot of your urbanization. 60% of the people will live in big cities. And when you mix these two parameters together, you will see that they impact very strongly the third area, which is environment, as both of you spotted. And we will need, it will put a big stretch on resources, and we will need packaging which will be safer and which will be more eco-friendly. And it will impact very strongly the technologies as well, because we will need to invent new technology. Last point, and I think you underlined it a little bit, Luis, is about food safety. In the past 30 years, we had massive development of industrialization in the food business, and we had a lot of scandals. And the future is made of safe technologies and safe packaging. So these are the major trends that we study and we predict to happen. And so we need to develop some new packages to answer these changes of the planet.
And for example, as you say, there will be an increase of the middle class. Luis, how this middle class will be influencing the packaging area?
That is a very good question concerning to the middle class. Brazil used to be considered a poor country or developing country. Now it's more or less. It can be, depends on the way you see, it can be. But in the last 10 years, 2001, 2011, okay, you increase the power of the consumption very strongly. Complement what you said. Okay, you have the power of the consumption. You have we expect in 2060 to multiply per 3 times the people from 60 plus, and we reduce in half the children. Okay, then the packaging will have to adapt to this new population and when you look to the middle class, middle class got more money. The middle class looking for what the upper class used to eat and to drink, and they say, why not us too? And the consequence of this, you had the increase in the 2008 to 2013. You have 70% of increase of import food, mainly premium food, premium packages for the consumption. And you had 30% of exports. In other words, we are importing, when you look to SIAL here, a lot of products more sophisticated, with more premium value, with different qualities that we do not have in Brazil. And this is the thing that the medium class wanted to do.
Okay. And through this packaging, you said probably the evolution will be what's on it, but also what innovations await us in terms of packaging and labeling.
To build on what have been said already, we have to take into account that digital will always as well change the way we create packaging, the way we communicate about the branding and about the product itself. First of all, we will have to focus to be more accurate and more efficient on the 3 main elements we want to communicate. Why? Because consumers are very fast, seeing packaging and understanding the product. So this will be the first point. The second point will be about delivering packagings. Because at the moment we think only about hypermarket or supermarket, but the way you can give to the consumers the products they have already bought on digital. How will it transform the packaging? So this is really something very key. We have already to think about, because in 10 years or in 20 years, I'm not sure about something like maybe 30% of the products will be bought from internet.
Okay, but yeah, by digital, just to be clear, are you talking about e-commerce, m-commerce, click and collect? Yes. Are you, yes, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one thing, and another thing that I wanted to add is that we need to create packaging into a new way, saying that we are talking a lot about open innovation.
Okay.
And
Open
this
innovation.
is, open innovation and
What is it?
sharing our abilities to create products for maybe different companies.
So could you say what open innovation is different from innovation, standard innovation? What is it?
Yes, because till now people have created innovation within their own area. Okay, so open innovation is just mixing competencies. It's outside and in innovation. So let's say, let's go out of your area, try to find real experts, I mean new producers to improve your packaging. And Tetra Pak is really a great solution, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
And you've never met before?
No, it's the first time.
It was not planned, but thank you very much. I agree. Let's say when we talk to our customers and when we listen consumers, I think for us we have 4 things that every packaging of the future will have to deliver. The first one, very simple one, but the time where innovation was expensive is gone. There is no room for cost increase inside innovation. It's finished. And I would even push it further to say that innovation should save cost to our customers and be very user-friendly to the consumers. So cost is essential. And it's a very big change, because very often innovation was coming at a premium. And I think this is gone. There is no more room and space in the food industry to absorb some cost. So this is first point. Then exactly as you said, we need to develop packaging which will be more convenient. And I have an example here, Mark, if you want to show it.
Yes.
This is the first on-the-go carton package with the right opening size to drink when you go from your home to the office, okay? Typically, changing the way of living, we need to capture these trends and develop the right packaging for that. So we will need new opening and closures, new features on the pack to deliver on functionality. And exactly as what you were saying, another point is differentiation. Every customer is looking for his own innovation, and we will need to provide means to our customers to differentiate. And finally, the last 2 points we already talked about, it has to be environmental friendly, and this is carton. It's good for the environment, and it has to be safe. And if you look, our Tetra Pak motto is protect what's good, because food safety is one of the pillars of our innovations. So that's how we see it in the future.
Yeah, the increase, yes, was a question about sustainability in packaging. Because normally the increase of packaging is in our minds of consumers, because I'm a consumer, so it's really the increase of waste. Is that and how it's the environmental impact that is a big concern today. So how sustainability comes in that question?
This is a very important area, key for the future mainly. That is sustainability. And when we talk about sustainability, we talk about LCA, life cycle analysis. And that is from the quality system that you have this methodology, and you look for this, and you go life cycle thinking. We have been done a work with Walmart, and Walmart go and look for 20, 30 companies, even Tetra Pak, and they say, so you get a product, and ITAL, through the experiences and the technological area, we will analyze through the life cycle thinking. And we do the analysis that can change the package, can change the weight of packaging, can change the production, can change the transportation system. And it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have to reduce the amount of energy, the amount of the CO2 that you put into the air. But another topic that you talk in the group before we came here, that about the food waste. If you are a rich country, you lose more or less 1/3 of the food and beverage at home. If you are a developing country, you lose 1/3 of the food and the beverage in the production, harvest, production, transportation. Okay, that has to be changed. Okay? Because when you lose, like in France, I don't know precisely France, but in England, they have a very nice study that you lose 1/3 of the products inside of home. That will put all energy, all water consumption. You get to this for the production, and then you lose it. And besides this, you have the food waste.
Yes.
Laurence.
Talking about sustainability, we're going to have two major trends. The first one will to continue on what we are used to, talking about packaging. However, we're going to create eco-conception packaging, lighter packaging, more, like we used to do. I mean, we're doing eco-concept packaging since the last 10 years. So we're going to improve thanks to technology. The second trend, which is quite new, is about reuse packaging.
Okay.
And this is absolutely key because we are, Generation Y is really changing a lot about property.
Okay.
We're not going to create packaging as we used to, talking about good consumption like Kleenex products. You buy a product and then you put it in a bin.
Okay.
It won't be that in the future. So it's a major trend. We are currently starting to work on that, but it's going to be huge in the future. Remember when we were very young, I used to go back with my mom, bringing back bottle of glass.
Oh yes, glass bottles to the manufacturer.
Exactly. So we are not reinventing things. It has already existing in the past, but we're going to do it in a very smart way to preserve as far as we can the product itself.
Yeah. I'm going to think of the milkman in England, for example.
But Mark, just one comment.
And also, I'd like to hear on waste also. Of course.
Exactly on waste. I think you have two ways to look at packaging. Packaging can be something to recycle after use.
Okay.
You can reuse it sometime. But as well, packaging is the way to reduce waste. Because exactly of what Luis was saying, if you don't have packaging, then you waste a lot of food. So I think it's quite important to look at packaging as a way to protect food. Because if all the food would arrive in good conditions at consumers, we would reduce heavily the waste and starvation on the planet, right?
Okay.
So packaging is an important tool. Now, it has to preserve the food and it has to be recyclable after. And you may have heard, I hope so, yesterday Tetra Pak released fully renewable packaging made of renewable resources, okay? For the entire pack, including the cap made of bio-based product, the carton, the polymers inside. And this is the way we're going to design the packaging in the future. Recyclable and ready to protect the food in a good way.
Okay. Mark, can I compliment this? I think there is a very good example for Tetra Pak. We know Tetra Pak because we have at ITAL a Tetra Pak plant for developing food products, beverages at ITAL. And this example of Tetra Pak is very good. You never would think 10 years ago,
yes,
that the legislation would approve, the reuse of the packaging materials to be in contact with food. Another good example is PET bottles. You have the PET bottles that you get recycled, get the reconstruction of the pallets and use again to the production of the PET bottles in contact with food and drinks. 10 years ago, no way to think about. Then, how about 2025? What is going to happen? That's a thing that we have to keep and the prediction of the trends and to visualize the new opportunities of this.
Okay, because the way, could you tell us a little bit more about the way we are used to have the cold chain, the packages, the packaging and all. So could you tell us a couple of words on that?
Well,
please?
You have basically two main and completely different worlds. I would say the so-called developed countries have chill chain, which is consuming a lot of energy and electricity, and you can afford to have some chilled products, refrigerated and which are consumed in a very short period of time. Now, when you go out of this very small world, you don't have any chill chain. And this is where our aseptic technology is very powerful. Because if you take this product, you put it on the table, you come next SIAL next year, you open it and you can still drink it, and the quality of the product is the same. You don't need refrigeration to deal with this. And it's a very powerful technology, and we really believe in it, because the planet will have to change the way products are done and distributed.
Okay.
Ambient technology is key for that.
And just to correct you on this, SIAL is going to be in 2 years, because it's every 2 years. So is that going to last 2 years?
So let me answer to that.
Okay.
You can still drink it in 2 years.
Okay, fantastic.
Probably it will be water inside and no more juice, but it will be perfect water.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yes, may I go for another story talking about packaging, because we're very close to the product, and which is absolutely key to preserve and protect the inner product, of course. Another thing is that we are here to sell product for a brand and for a company.
Yes.
And what is really key to have in mind is that we have to be unique and storytelling. Let's say that we need to put the consumer in the art of the reflection, of the thinking of the packaging. Let's say that design thinking, questioning the product, questioning the way it is consumed, the moments of consumption, it's absolutely key. Why do I say that? Because most of the time people are creating packaging in desk, in companies, forgetting the real usage of the product.
Okay.
And if we go back to the middle classes, we know that affordability and easy-to-use packaging, convenience, is absolutely fundamental. And I have taken a packaging just to show you how we can go out of the product itself.
Yes.
This is a packaging that
Thank you.
helps the consumer to understand the way to use the product. So it's not only to think about the packaging talking about what's inside. It's about talking about how to use, to consume, and to enjoy the way of living the product itself.
Okay. It's very interesting, this, yes, citrus juice.
Yeah, and just an additional point on that, we have the packaging itself here, and
Yes.
we have new technology as well that's going to help in the future. We have the QR code. In France, we are very, very, we are a whole country, and we don't use much new technologies, but in many other countries, and in South America, for instance, we know that people are really connected a lot, and are using new technologies to build the story and the experience.
Yeah.
The word experience behind a product is absolutely key.
Okay. And in terms of, branding efficiency, packaging, and traceability, and you said you have a motto on your packaging. Sorry. But what other labels do you think will come to play a major role in the upcoming years?
Okay, yes.
Yes, Luis.
There is no doubt that the labels. When you look to the packaging trends, we will have a section talk about the eco labels and the labels that explain, has some advantages of the packaging. But I would like also to raise two key points for the technological aspects. That are active packaging and smart packages. We didn't talk too much here, okay? And when we say active packages, okay, it's the interaction of the consumer with the packaging. The smart packaging has time temperature, okay? It has freshness indicators, okay? Then the consumer will look to the package, okay? And we'll see what happened with temperature during the transportation, storage. That is very key. But today it's expensive, a little bit expensive. But when you look for the future, this will be a very key help that we use, that will be useful for the consumer to look at the package and say, no, we got too hot. Okay, the temperature. And
so it will be a complete history of the temperatures throughout the journey of the product.
Through labels that you can put there.
Under the supervision of the consumer, not just the retailers checking the temperatures when the deliveries arrive.
And also for refrigerated products.
Fantastic.
You look at it, they would change color, and they say, no, this product is not so good anymore. It will be acceptable. But it's a very nice indicator for the consumer that they can that they can visualize and get the importance of packages.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Guillaume, if you want
just to tell
to
you,
add a-
if you have time, soon Tetra Pak will have the pleasure to invite you to Vietnam to visit a brand new factory we have built where the focus is around traceability of the product.
Okay.
And all along the chain of the production of the milk, we can nearly trace it to the cow which made the milk, okay? And the idea is to be able to have a full traceability of the product. This is a very complex subject because it requires all the equipments to be talking to each other in automation and with active tracking. And we have the technology, so if you're ready, we invite you to Vietnam, Mark.
I'll have to check my diary, but I think I'm close to Vietnam next March. But yes, why not? With pleasure. Laurence, maybe a quick word to, because we don't have much time left for a very interesting roundtable. Would you like to add something for probably labels, if that is quite important in the branding efficiency, for example, from your point of view of an
yes,
agency?
As I say, as a design agency, we are here to sell products for a brand, a specific brand. Therefore, we have to deal with lighter packaging, more common packaging, and however more uniqueness. And we deeply need to create specific shapes, because what we have, if I hide the brands, it will be very difficult to recognize the product.
Yes.
Talking about shape is really important, and we do need to have producers who will help us to adapt and specify a basic packaging so that it can be differentiating on the shelf. It's key.
Well, thank you very much for this very interesting roundtable, and I will
pleasure.
see you
Thank you,
next
Mark.
on SIAL TV.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much.